Welcome to Introduction to Finance. Welcome to Session 11 of Introduction to Finance. I'm Greg Pierce, Finance Coach, and we're going to talk about project analysis and evaluation using some concepts you may have seen in your econ classes or your accounting classes previously. And there's some very simple yet very, very effective techniques to analyze projects. We're going to look at variable cost, total cost, average cost, concepts you've learned in accounting and economics. And then we're going to look at break-even quantity. How many units of production do I need to make and sell just to break even? First on an accounting basis, and what is accounting break-even? Second on a cash basis. You can see in this case OCF, looking at the three equations, OCF equals 0 in the cash break-even quantity. And finally, on a financial basis where NPV equals 0, how do I calculate financial break-even points? So 3 break-even points that are very, very popular in business. Finally, we're going to look at degree of operating leverage. How capital intensive is my business? If I have a lot of property, plant, and equipment, I'm highly capital intensive. That means I have high fixed costs, and just a little increase in sales will result in a large increase in OCF if I have a high degree of operating leverage. So we'll look at that concept also. We have 6 learning objectives in this session. First of all, how do I evaluate NPV and our NPV estimates? What kind of analysis should I do? Scenario analyses, break-even analyses, OCF, and the relationship between OCF, sales volume, and break-even point. Fifth, we're going to look at degree of operating leverage, or DOL. And finally, what are some additional considerations in capital budgeting? All the great discoveries are made by mistake. And when you see a marketing person starting to change the numbers, be careful. And that's the point of this Dilbert cartoon. If you hear someone saying, let's fiddle with the numbers, let's massage the numbers, you're probably stepping into some trouble. So be careful. If you have one of your colleagues starting to say that, they're trying to create a positive NPV project where there isn't one, perhaps. So when do you get a positive NPV for discounted cash flow? Well, A, when it actually is a positive NPV, or B, when it appears to have positive NPV because of our inaccurate estimates. And what we try to do is we try to estimate what we think the cash flow will be in a particular year on average, but it's not going to be exactly right. If you remember the product I pointed out in an earlier session, Cottonelle Fresh Roll Wipes, the projected first-year sales were $150 million R&D cost, $100 million advertising cost, $35 million starter kit, $899, 30 patents on this Cottonelle Fresh Roll Wipe. And turns out that I think I have one of the few copies of that product in captivity. They just never sold. It was thought that wet toilet paper would be a booming market, and it just never happened. So there is a possibility that errors in our projections can lead to incorrect decisions, and it really happened in spades with this Cottonelle Fresh Roll Wipe. This is called forecasting risk or estimation risk. So be very careful when you put your estimates together, because garbage in, the old adage applies, garbage in equals garbage out. Your cash flows are a key input to the decision and your DCF analysis, and you got to get it as close as possible. And again, if one of your colleagues is suggesting we change the numbers or fiddle with the numbers, be very, very careful doing that. To guard against forecasting risk, what kind of questions can you ask yourself? Is our product really better than the competition? Can we really manufacture this product at a lower cost? Or what is our strategic advantage? Who is the competition? And keep in mind this most important last bullet, that NPVs positive are rare in a competitive environment. So whenever someone shows you a positive NPV, be very, very wary of that, and if it's a very competitive market.